Dear friends, Assalamu alaikum. Today, as you know, that the present situation of life is a depressing situation and stressful situation due to the so-called disease coronavirus. So, I have some ideas regarding this difficult situation of life which today I want to share with you people. But before expressing my ideas and starting my topic, I want to make you know how I prepared my topic. After remaining at my home, confined in a room, I began to contemplate and meditate and to think over human fate and human destiny and human life, and then I got a deep realization, and by collected different ideas from different sources, I have prepared my topic which today I want to express before you and I want to share with you people. But before starting my topic, I want to make two commitments which will increase your attention and your concentration towards me, towards my topic, towards my presentation. First commitment is that I have not created this topic for public remarks, for your commitments, for your praise, for your appreciation. No, I do not need your commitments, your appreciation, your praise, your remarks. What I needed is only your focus and your attention towards my topic, towards my presentation, towards my ideas, because it is only after that, when you will listen me carefully, with attention and with focus, then you will be able to understand my viewpoint, my ideas and my presentation. And then it will be useful and helpful for you in living this difficult situation of life. So my second commitment is that I guarantee you, I give you assurance that definitely there will be something in this topic, in this presentation, from beginning till end, that will be useful and beneficial for you according to the present difficult situation of life. So, for the sake of convenience, I have arranged my topic into some points for easiness. And as you know, that the title of my topic is Stay Home, Stay Safe, and the theme is
How to live your life confined in a room
or home. And aim is to give you some relief from stress, from the present stress of life. Because today the whole world is under stress. Whole world is feeling some depression, anxiety, suffering. Everybody is anxious and everybody is worried about the so-called infection.
Yes.
And now, as you know, that it is obvious, it is manifested, it is clear to live your life. To live your life at your home, confined in a room. It is necessarily a difficult situation. So, how? Now, what to do under such difficult situation? What should be done? What should be the thinking process? How to live your life at your home, confined in a room? And how to handle and manage all those problems that are associated while living such depressive and stressful life is actually something that I am going to discuss in this topic and presentation. So I hope that you will listen my topic and my presentation with focus and with attention and with interest, so that it will be proved useful for you. Now I will explain these pointers step-wise, point by point. Now, my first point is
role play.
What is role play? Role
play.
Role play. My first point or my first idea is role play. Now, my friends, during this difficult situation of life and stressful condition of life, you have to consider, for instance, suppose you have to consider, you have to assume, you have to perceive that you are not this body. You are playing the role of this body. What it means? It means that you have to consider and assume and perceive and imagine that your life is a drama. Your life is a movie or film. And the setting, the platform, and of this drama, of this life is your room, is your home, and where you have been given the role of a character, that you have to play inside your room, confined at your home. Yeah, confined in your
room,
in your home, confined in your home. So why you have to think like this? Why you have to assume that this life is a drama and you are the character of this, and you have to play this character at your home, and you have to fight all those difficulties and problems that are associated while living such type of life is the role that has been given to you in the present situation and condition of life. Why you have to consider like this? Why you have to assume like this? What is the benefit by thinking like so? That the benefit is that, my friends, as you know, that every person or every character in a drama or in a movie or in a film tries to play his character best. He tries to play his character very well, and he tries to give his performance very well. He tries to give his best performance in this role play. Why? Because he thinks that if he can play this role very well, then finally at the end of the drama, at the end of the movie, and at the end of the film, he will be respected, he will be honored, he will be appreciated, and he will be gifted and rewarded. Then finally he will be given some gift and reward for his role performance, for his best performance. Same is the case if you can assume, if you can think and consider that today this life is a drama for you, and you have to play this difficult role, you have to play the role that you have to overcome all the difficulties and problems that are associated while living this stressful life and depressive life at your home, confined in your room. Then finally, if you can play this role at your home, confined in your room, if you can play this very well, if you can give your best performance, and if you imagine that it is your role that you are playing in your home, and then finally you will be also rewarded and gifted and appreciated, just as in a drama a character is rewarded and gifted. You will be also gifted and rewarded. Now you can ask me, what is the gift here? Now, my friends, here the gift is not in the form of money, it is not in the form of gold, but here the gift is precious and priceless. That is your life. So if you can play this role, this performance, this role play at your home very well, and give your best performance, and fight all those difficulties and problems that are associated while living such type of life, such stressful life, then finally you will be gifted and rewarded by your precious and priceless life. Here the gift is life. So you have to consider, you have to assume for some time that your life is a drama, and you are playing the role of it. In your home. This was my first point. Now my second point. My second point is Darwin's philosophy or Darwin's idea. D-A-R-W-I-N. Darwin's philosophy. Darwin's philosophy. Now, as you know that Darwin was a biologist and scientist also, and he has written a book, Origin of Species, and he has given the theory, natural selection theory. So you may have heard about the Darwin. I think almost everybody have heard about the Darwin. So Darwin says, what Darwin says? Darwin says it is Darwin's philosophy. Darwin says it is not the strongness, it is not your physical body, it is not your strongness and your physical strength that will help you to survive and to live your life under stressful conditions and extreme conditions of world or environment, or under the difficult situations of life, but it is the response to
Change.
It is the response to
Change.
change. He says it is the response to change that will help you to survive during the difficult situations of life,
Life.
and problematic conditions of
Life.
Now, what is this response to change?
Change.
We are going to see.
See.
What is this response to change? Response to change.
Change.
Response to change. Response to change. Now, as you know, my friends, that before this infection, coronavirus, the whole world was in natural condition and general situation, condition, state. But after the outcome of this disease, the whole world has been changed because the whole world has now become stressful, depressive. Every person is now anxious. Now, whether you will survive during this difficult situation or not, it depends upon your response. How you respond, how you react, how you behave towards this changing world, towards these stressful conditions of life and situations of life will determine and decide whether you will survive in this world or not. So Darwin focused It means, in other words, now, but before going forward, I want to mention here a philosopher and scientist, that is Herbert
Spencer.
Herbert
Spencer.
Who was Herbert Spencer? Herbert Spencer was an English philosopher and scientist and biologist. He was
biologist.
He studied and analyzed Darwin's philosophy, which I have just described. He studied it, he analyzed it, and then he has given a phase. He has given a phase. What phase? He said, he has given a phase. He said that there is a law of this world. There is a law of this world. There is a rule of this universe. There is a rule of this universe. उसने कहा कि इस कायनात का एक रूल है, उसूल है. वो रूल क्या है? हम देखते हैं. He said survival of the fittest. Survival of the fittest. What it means? But this is actually the Darwin's philosophy. But he has described it in some other way. He said survival of the fittest is a rule of this world. Is a rule of this world. It means the people who are better equipped, the people who are fit, the people who have the adjustment and adaptation, who have the capacity and capability that they can fight, they can cope with and face all the difficulties and problems of life, they will survive in this world. While as the people who do not have this capacity and capability, adjustment and adaptation towards the changing world or environmental, stressful environment, depressive environment, or who cannot face and cope with the difficulties and problems of life, the chances for their death are maximum. They cannot survive in this world. They will be ruined. They will be eliminated and destroyed from their society. Now, if we relate this philosophy of Darwin and this philosophy of Herbert Spencer with the present situation and condition of life, then the people here, now here, as you know, the whole world is stressful. That means it is the changing world. This is a changing. Now if we relate this philosophy with present situation and condition of life, it means the people who have the adaptation, who have the adjustment, who have the capacity and capability, who have the tolerance and patience, that they can live at their home, they can remain confined in their room or home, and they can face all the difficulties and problems that are related and associated or connected while living such type of life, means they can survive in this world. While as the people who do not have this capacity and capability, adjustment and adaptation, they do not have the tolerance and patience that they can remain confined at their home, in their rooms, means the chances for their survival are least. They may be ruined, they may be destroyed, and they may be damaged from the society. eliminated from the
Society.
because they cannot endure, they do not have the coping capacity to remain at their home. They can go to the gatherings. They can go outside, they can go to the market, they can go to the gatherings and crowdings, and they can catch the infection. Hence the chances for their dying are maximum. And their chances for survival are very least. Very least. So this was the second point. Now my third point is Einstein's
idea.
Einstein's
idea.
Now what Einstein says regarding this difficult situation, difficult condition, we are going to see, or we are going to discuss.
Yes.
Einstein says the measure of intelligence is the adaptation to change. He says the measure of the
intelligence.
The measure of intelligence
is
the measure of intelligence is the
adaptation
to change. Is the adaptation to
change.
Einstein, this is the quotation of Einstein. Einstein says the measure of the intelligence is the adaptation to change. It means it doesn't matter if you can memorize, learn and understand everything that you are intelligent. No, according to Einstein. But
intelligence
it is the adaptation, it is the adjustment towards change that determines one's intelligence. It means that if you have the adaptation and adjustment towards the stressful conditions of the life, that you can cope with them, you can face them, overcome them, it means you are intelligent. And if you don't have this capacity and capability and adjustment and adaptation, if you don't have this resilience and coping capacity, that you cannot face the difficulties of life, it means you are not intelligent. You are dull. Now, if we relate this philosophy of Einstein towards the present condition of life, then it means the people who have the adaptation and adjustment and patience that they can remain confined in their rooms at their home, it means they are intelligent. While as the people who do not have this capacity and adjustment means they are not intelligent, then they are dull, because they cannot face the difficulties of life. Because the people who cannot remain confined at their home, so it is obvious that the person is not able to face the difficulties of life, so he is not intelligent, he is dumb.
Yes,
it is obvious. Now what is my fourth point?
That is potato philosophy.
Potato philosophy.
Potato
philosophy. इसको उर्दू में क्या कहते हैं?
आलू का फलसफा.
Potato philosophy means आलू का फलसफा. Now, it is something strange.
Yes.
Potato philosophy. What it has to do with the present condition? Now here you have to focus, you have to concentrate, you have to remain active towards my idea that I am going to describe now. Why? Because it needs some much concentration than those ideas which I have just now described. Why? Because I am going to relate the philosophy of potato philosophy with the philosophy of life. Now you have to focus how I am going to relate this philosophy of potato with the philosophy of life. Now, suppose now, as you may have heard about the process of osmosis. O-S-M-O-S-I-S. Osmosis. What is osmosis? If you are a science student, then you know it very better. You know it better than me.
Yes.
Osmosis means the movement of
solvent molecules
or liquid molecules from higher concentration of solvent
to
towards the lower concentration of solvent. Or in other words, It means the concentration of, the movement of solvent molecules from higher concentration of from
Yes.
lower concentration.
Not from higher concentration to lower concentration.
No. It means the movement of solvent molecules or liquid molecules
Yes.
from lower concentration of solute towards the higher concentration of solute.
Sorry.
You can define it in two ways.
Yes. Sorry.
Osmosis. Now, keeping this process of osmosis in mind, and see how I am going to relate this philosophy, potato philosophy, with philosophy of life. For example, take a beaker.
Beaker.
And take some pure
Water.
in it. Pure water in, or distilled water, or
Distilled water.
distilled
Water.
water. Take a beaker. Put some distilled water, pure water in it. And then take a potato.
Potato.
Potato. And put it into this
Beaker.
distilled water,
Distilled water.
pure water. Then what will happen? When you put this potato into this beaker, but you know that the potato is rich in starch. It is rich in
Starch.
or sugar. A potato is rich in sugar. It is rich in starch. But this water is pure water. So when you will put a potato,
Put a potato into this water.
in this water, pure water. So by the process of osmosis, the solvent molecules, the water molecules will move and enter into the potato. They will move into the potato. They will enter the potato. And why? Because the solute concentration
is high in
inside the potato is low as compared
Inside
to
the potato is high.
the solute concentration outside the potato. That is the solute concentration of this water. Means sugar concentration or starch concentration of this water is zero. Because
yes.
it is pure, it
water.
is distilled. So it is obvious that water will move and enter into the potato. Why? Because this sugar concentration, starch concentration, solute concentration inside the potato is high. So water will enter into it and it will make its cells turgid. The potato will become swollen. It will become swollen. It means this water is a stressful condition for this
potato. Yes.
This is a stressful condition for this potato because it has impacted it. It has entered into it and turgid its cells, make it swollen, and hence therefore it has impacted it, reduced its strength. It has destroyed its firmness and solidness. And now, if you can put this potato out and squeeze it with your hand, you can break into pieces. You can destroy it easily. It means this water, pure water or distilled water, is a stressful condition for this potato. It is a problematic condition for this potato. It has destroyed it, ruined it. So same is the case, my friend. Same is the case if we relate this philosophy, this scientific philosophy, with the philosophy of life. What life? The present life is under stress, because the present environment, present world is
stressful world.
Now, if you relate this philosophy, same is the case. Now, see first, second time. Now, if we put the same beaker of water, same water, pure water, and another potato, new potato. Is a new potato. Water is the same. Now another potato. We now you have to take another potato. And now we have taken another potato, and put it into this beaker. Now what will happen? But you have to add something, man. You have to add
Something.
You have to add something to this water now. You have
What
to add
something?
Now this was a pure water.
Yes.
Now you have to take some amount of
Sugar.
Some amount of
Sugar.
or starch. You can say
Starch.
sugar or starch. Now you have to take, if you take some amount of sugar or starch and will put it into this distilled water and pure water, but you have to take some amount, some concentration of sugar, starch that must be approximately equal to the sugar concentration or solute concentration of this potato. Solute concentration of this potato means
Yes.
you have to take that quantity of sugar which must be approximately equal to the sugar concentration that
of this
is
potato.
present inside this
Potato, yes.
and you have to put it into this
Water.
when you will put this sugar concentration into this water, then what will happen? Now, my friends, the whole environment will be changed. The whole circumstances will be changed. The condition will be changed. The whole situation will be changed. Now, suppose this is sugar molecules in this. This is
Sugar molecule.
sugar molecules. Sugar
Molecules.
molecules now. Now this is not pure water. This is not
Pure
because
water.
we have added some concentration of sugar to it. It is now mixture.
Mixture.
There is some sugar in it.
Sugar in it.
And by adding this sugar to this water, the whole environment has been changed. Now this water will not remain. It will not remain citrusful for this potato. It will not affect this potato. The water molecules, the solvent molecules will not enter in the potato. Because why? Because the osmosis will not take place. The process of osmosis will not take place. Because the sugar concentration that is present inside this potato is approximately equal
to
the sugar
concentration which is present in water.
outside this potato in water. And this sugar, this amount of sugar, this concentration of sugar has neutralized the process of osmosis. It has balanced this process. It has neutralized this citrusful condition, balanced this citrusful condition, and you can say it has equated this condition, and hence the process of osmosis has stopped, and the potato will remain unaffected and unchanged. It will not be affected by the citrusful conditions of life. And it will not lose its strength. The potato will not lose its strength, its firmness, its solidness. It will remain in its original state, in its original condition, by only adding some sugar to this pure water. It means the whole citrusful environment has been changed for this potato. Same is the case if we are going to apply this philosophy on present life, present citrusful situation of life and citrusful condition of life. Same is the case, my friend, with today's life, with today's citrusful life, with today's citrusful world. Why? Because today, as you know that to remain confined at your home, you know that the whole world is under citrus, and to remain confined at your home and to face all those difficulties and problems that will come in your way is a difficult situation and stressful situation for life. Now, if you are going, just as I have already discussed and described this potato philosophy, if you are going to add some sugar to your life, it means you are going to neutralize the citrusful condition. What it means? It means you can say, what sugar we have to add to our life? Are you mad? No, I mean that you have to add some sweetness to your life. You have to perform those type of activities and actions that will give you pleasure and happiness, that will give you some comfort, comfort. Now, what are those activities? You can read some interesting books, some interesting stories. You can talk to your friends whom you love and whom you trust. You can watch some funny videos and funny movies. You can listen some sweet music. you can watch some motivational and
can play
inspirational
games.
videos, and you can play some games. It
Yes.
means you are adding some sweetness to your life because you are performing some activities of pleasure and happiness. And that sweetness, that pleasure and that happiness and that joy that you will get by doing these activities will neutralize and balance, and it will equate
Yes.
the stress that you are facing in present life, in present condition, in present
Conditions.
situation. It means these activities will neutralize your mental depression. They will balance your mental anxiety and depression and sorrows and suffering that you are facing, and hence you will remain unaffected and
we can remain fit also.
by doing these activities. You will remain unaffected. You will remain in your original state.
Yes.
You will remain in your original condition.
Yes.
You will not lose your strength and courage. You will not lose your bravery. You will not lose your hope. You will not become despair and hopeless and needless by doing such activities. So in this way I have related this philosophy of potato with the
Philosophy of life.
Because to remain confined in your home,
Yes.
so it is obvious that you will feel some stress. Now you have to perform some activities that will neutralize and balance this stress.
Yes.
So my fifth point is life game. Life
Game.
game. Life
Game.
game. My friends, we think that this life is a problem. We think it is a problem. But someone has said that life is not a problem. Life is
not a problem.
It is a game to be played. It is not a problem to be solved. It is a game to be played. It is a game to be played. Think that your life is a game and you have to play it. You have to play it. It is not a problem. It means you can compare that life is not just like a mathematical problem that you can apply some methods, some theorems, some equations, something else, and you can find the answer. But life is a game, just like a cricket game that you have to fight, that you have to play, that you have to play till the last ball or last run of the match.
Yes.
What it means? It means that life, you have to fight. Life is a cricket, just like a cricket game.
Yes.
You have to fight. You have to live your life, and you have to fight with your difficulties and problems till the last day and last breath of your life. And you will not have to lose your courage and your hope.
Yes.
Your hope. And just as in a cricket game, one cannot leave the ground, one cannot leave the battlefield until the last ball and last run of the match. Same is the case here. You cannot lose your hope, you cannot lose your courage, you cannot lose your breath till the last day and last breath of your life. So my friend, remain at home and do not lose your hope. And courage and strength. This was my fifth point. Now finally, आप मुझे ये बताओ कि हर एक ये कहता है कि घर में रहना अकेले कि अपने दोस्तों से जुदा होके, रिश्तेदारों से जुदा होके रहना, ये एक बोरिंग सिचुएशन है. दिस इज ए बोरिंग सिचुएशन, बोरिंग कंडीशन. बट मुझे एक बात बताओ, जिन लोगों को उम्र कैद की सजा मिली है, जो जवानी से बुढ़ापे तक अपनी जिंदगी जेल में गुजारते हैं सलाखों के पीछे, जब वो लोग अपनी जिंदगी जेल में तन्हाई में उम्र भर के लिए गुजार सकते हैं, तो क्यों नहीं हम अपनी जिंदगी कुछ दिनों तक, कुछ हफ्तों तक या कुछ महीनों तक अपने घर में जी सकते हैं. सेकंड, आप उन बच्चों की मिसाल लो, उन यतीम बच्चों की जिनके सर से माँ बाप का सहारा बचपन से ही उठ गया, जो यतीम खानों में अपनी जिंदगी गुजारते हैं. जब वो बच्चे, मासूम बच्चे यतीम खानों में अपने माँ बाप के प्यार से महरूम होके अपनी जिंदगी गुजार सकते हैं, तो क्यों नहीं हम अपने घर में अपने माँ बाप के सामने अपनी जिंदगी जी सकते हैं.
Yes.
थर्ड पॉइंट वो लोग जो डिसेबल है इस दुनिया में, जो बचपन से ही एक ही कमरे में हैं, वो लोग जो डिसेबल है, जो व्हील चेयर पे हैं, जिनकी जिंदगी, जिनका दुनिया उतनी बड़ी है जितनी वो व्हील चेयर है, जितनी बड़ी वो व्हील चेयर है, उनकी दुनिया वो व्हील चेयर है। जब वो उम्र भर उस व्हील चेयर पे अपनी जिंदगी गुजार सकते हैं, तो क्यों नहीं हम कुछ देर तक अपनी जिंदगी अपने घर में जी सकते हैं?
Yes.
This is it. Now you may have heard about the Eskimos.
Eskimos. Yes.
Eskimos.
Yes.
Eskimos are those racial group which live in cold Arctic regions, extremely cold regions, you can say bitterly cold regions, where snow remains throughout the year. Throughout the year. Throughout the year. Throughout the year. इन एस्किमोस को ये एग्जांपल एस्किमोस ऑफ ग्रीनलैंड, आप ग्रीनलैंड की मिसाल ले सकते हो। इन लोगों को खाने के लिए खाना नहीं है, पहनने के लिए कपड़े नहीं है, रहने के लिए घर नहीं है, और ये रहते हैं वो क्या इग्लू में, घर होता है वो बर्फ का बना हुआ होता है, ये उसी को उधर अंदर से एनिमल स्किन लगाते हैं और एनिमल स्किन भी पहनते हैं, वही पहनते हैं। इनको यहाँ तक कि इनको पानी रखने तक बर्तन भी नहीं होते। ये ऑस्ट्रिच के एग शेल्स में जो बड़े होते हैं, बड़े एग शेल्स होते हैं, उसी में पानी रखते हैं। जब ये लोग साल भर उम्र भर इन हालात में अपनी जिंदगी गुजार सकते हैं, तो क्यों नहीं हम कुछ देर तक, कुछ महीनों तक अपने घर में दिस टाइप ऑफ लाइफ, जो आज स्ट्रेसफुल लाइफ है, गुजार सकते हैं। They always remain in stressful condition. ये हमेशा stressful condition में रहते हैं। तो but these people, these Eskimos have the adaptation and adjustment that they can tolerate and they can face all those difficulties that arise in such conditions and circumstances, cold and extremely bitter conditions. They have the adaptation that they can live in such conditions. So similarly, we have to develop the adjustment and adaptation to remain confined at our homes, in our room, separated from outside world and outside reality, if we have to survive in this world. So finally, I want to conclude my topic by saying a statement. The statement is, today in present stressful conditions of life, to remain confined in your home, isolated in your room, separated from outside world and outside reality, is an exceptional and extraordinary art of life. The people who know this art of life will survive in this world, because they will remain confined at their homes, and they will face the difficulties and problems of life. The chances for their survival are maximum, while as the people, those people who cannot remain at their home, who cannot remain confined at their home, who can go outside world to the gatherings, they can catch the infection, and
means they do not know this art.
They can catch the infection, and the chances for their death are maximum, hence they do not have this art of life. Yes. So it is the end of this topic. Thanks.